नमस्ते, मैं आर्या अदिसी की ओर से आप सभी का बहुत बहुत स्वागत करती हूँ। गणेश चतुर्थी is a day when Ganpati ji was born and it is celebrated across the nation with the chant Ganpati Bappa Moreya. But do you know the meaning and the story behind Ganpati Bappa Moreya? तो चलिए सुनते हैं इसी से जुड़ी एक पावन कथा और जानते हैं रहस्य बप्पा मोरया का। Adisi where stories begin.
A worshipper, a devotee of the great Vakratunda Mahakaya Ganesh, Vaman Bhatt, lived in Karnataka, Bijapur, in a small village called Shalgram. After the unfortunate early demise of his father, Vaman Bhatt moved to a place called Mayureshwar, where a lot of people worshipped Ganpati too. This place had an ancient temple that was also called Mayureshwar. Now Mayureshwar was also called Moregaon. Just like most places get a second name using their most unique feature, Moregaon too came to be known so since it had a lot of peacocks. One day, Lord Ganesh appeared before Vaman Bhatt and announced to him that he will soon be blessed with a divine and saintly child. So as was foretold, Vaman Bhatt at the age of 50 was blessed with an angelic baby boy who was named after his birthplace, Mayureshwar. He was also lovingly called Moreya. Now life is full of strange twists and turns, and this time, as luck would have it, when Moreya was a little child, he was bitten by a snake. Call it coincidence or God's divine grace. At that very point, a Gosain is basically someone who takes care of or tends to cows. A Gosain was passing by, and this Gosain offered to simply touch and magically heal Moreya. From that day on, Mayureshwar got yet another name. He was now also called Moreya Gosavi. Now Moreya Gosavi, also a devotee of Ganesh, spent a lot of his time acquiring the knowledge of Ved, of Shastra and of Yoga. Meditation, Tap, Yoga were Gosavi's way of life. At one point in time, when he was amidst the jungle, in the middle of an intense tapasya, where he spent 42 days in this tapasya, just like his father, he too witnessed the divine presence of the great Vakratunda Mahakaya Ganesh. It is said that at the age of 95, Moreya Gosavi, who still lived in Mayureshwar, was instructed by none other than Ganesh himself to get married. Now remember, Moreya Gosavi was 95 years old at this point. Marriage at this age was nowhere on his mind. But Gajanan emphasized that he must go through with this, as it was all part of a bigger plan. Moreya's faith in Ganpati Bappa was unwavering. So despite wondering how he would find himself a bride at this age, Gosavi began his search. And we all know, when it is God's will, when He decides something must, it will. So soon after, things fell in place beautifully, just like pieces of a puzzle, waiting to be put together. A very aged man in a nearby village was concerned about the well-being and future of his unmarried old daughter after his passing away. And he too was looking for a suitable groom. With God's blessings, the two got married and had a son called Chintamani. Moreya was now getting older and it was becoming increasingly difficult for him to visit the temple at Moregaon. And then, once again, Ganpati Bappa appeared before him and told him, "Moreya, don't worry, I'll come to you instead." Soon after, on a day when Moreya was bathing in the river, he miraculously got an idol of Ganpati. Moreya now took the same idol of Ganpati to Pune, Chinchwad, and established a temple there. The same temple that the great Shivaji visited several times in his lifespan. Moreya went on to live for 186 years and finally took Samadhi at the same Chinchwad temple. Since then, his name is always taken with Ganpati Bappa. Moreya also means please come and bless us. Moreya. So Ganpati Bappa Moreya also means Ganpati, dear Father, come and bless us. Another interesting trivia here worth mentioning is that the popular bhajan that we all know, Sukh Karta Dukh Harta, written by Swami Samarth Ramdas, who was also Shivaji's guru, wrote this same bhajan under the able guidance and company of none other than our very own Moreya Gosavi.
थी ना ये एकदम अद्भुत कथा। तो इसी के साथ मैं आप सभी से जाने की अनुमति लेती हूँ और आशा करती हूँ कि हम सभी पर गणपति बप्पा की कृपा रहे। गणपति बप्पा मोरया। Adisi, where stories begin.